We are here at the 2200 block of Atlas Street in Uptown Harrisburg at the headquarters of Recycle Bicycle. We're here with Ross Willard, and Ross is going to give us a tour. Looking around, we've got a beautiful community garden here. We've got an old building of sorts. What used to be here before you came?
I think a taxi cab company, and then it was a furniture company. So there used to be an open pit. We filled it in so nobody got hurt, and it's had multiple uses. And when we first moved in, the glass was missing upstairs. And so the insurance company said, we can't insure you. And so what I did was I said, don't worry, it'll be covered shortly. So the neighborhood center kids painted the murals on the upstairs windows. So they painted them when they were flat on the ground, and then we reinstalled them. And then Jeff Kopis of Sprocket Works did the beautiful murals on the outside. And we're tied in with, as you said, the garden. And then also we had 2 vacant lots, and some of the local homeowners have converted them into beautiful gardens. And so sometimes some of my volunteers have helped clean up the lots originally. That's where we got the rubble to fill in the pit and so forth. So as I tell people, we're revitalizing the alley. And then we're the hub of Recycle Bicycle in Central PA, because we've got a gentleman here from the Lions Club on the West Shore. We share with them. If they need more stuff, they come here and get parts. If they have an overflow, they take it away. So, and then we're supported by the local bicycle club, the Greenbelt Association, which is a beautiful trail around the city of Harrisburg, is also affiliated with us. And then I have volunteers like Mike, who just pulled up here. He'll spend his day here helping out for others that are less fortunate, because we helped him to get started, and now he's given back. And then the rest of the week he's out at a local restaurant serving people. He's a chef. So it's a mixture.
It's just fabulous. Right away you see how transformative murals can be, and how you can take an empty, underutilized, vacant lot and turn it into a beautiful community garden. But inside awaits us an incredible abundance of bicycles and bicycle parts. Where do you get all these?
Well, first, Harrisburg City Police, when they recover a bike, by law, they must hold on to it for 3 months to look for the original owner. Then they can give it to us, and then we can revitalize it and get it back into the community. So we take something that's no longer operational and make it transportation for somebody to go to work. So, and then all the other surrounding police departments help us. The bike club members help us. People who live out of state, but they're here cleaning out their grandparents' house, find us on the internet and bring us bicycles. So we get them from, and the local scrapyards give them to us also. So we get them everywhere.
So let's do a little bookkeeping. So if you have a bicycle and you'd like to donate it to Recycle Bicycle, what do you do?
What you do is you can bring it here to 2266 Atlas Street, Harrisburg, PA, Mondays 12 to 4, Tuesdays 5 to 8, and then some Saturday mornings, because all through the summer, our trailer, which is sitting over there, is a mobile repair shop. So like 2 days ago, it was in Hall Manor, set up for 7 hours fixing kids' bikes. So on Saturdays, we're out on the street fixing bikes. But starting now in the wintertime, we're going to be fixing up bikes to give away to kids for Christmas. So stepping into the building, we have a bin over here where we put the scrap steel and we take it to our local steel dealer, and that'll maybe be melted down into another bike. The aluminum the same way. Then the tires, I'm going to put a plug in here for Howard Tire.
Okay.
It costs money to get rid of tires. I could throw them in the trash. Ecologically, it's the wrong thing to do. He has to pay to get rid of them for us, because we're doing the right thing. Of course, then whenever he feeds homeless at Christmas time, I take my DJ setup down so he can play music. But the heart of it is the bicycles. So we get bicycles, and what happens is we want people to ride. So a guy or a family will come in and say, we need bicycles. First, I always ask what happened to your old bikes, because we want to fix the old ones they have. But they'll come in and they pick out a bike, then we assign them a toolkit, and you'll see a couple of the rolling carts with tools on them here, and then we show them what to do to it, and they fix it up. If it needs parts, over in this area are all the parts they need, and they're like, what does it cost? It's free, but it's your labor. So they can pull the parts out and fix the bike. We came to a simple solution of economics. Everybody's time is worth $10 an hour. And so what happens is, these are what we call $20 bikes. So in 2 hours, they've paid themselves in bike. No money exchange. They pay themselves in earning their own bike. So a guy will come in like from a halfway house. He fixes up a bike. He's now ready to go to work, find a job. And he'll say, oh, I want a basket and I want a water bottle cage and accessories. I'll say, come back next week and fix itty bitty bikes and put them into the ready room so we can give them away at Christmas. And that's how he pays himself for his water bottle or his rack. So
can you teach anybody how to fix a bike?
yes, it's a sliding scale. What happens is if somebody comes in and says, fix my bike, no, he needs to learn. Whereas if somebody comes in from an assisted living home, we do the real repairs on it because it has to be safe. First and foremost, the brakes must be safe because safety is always first and foremost. If you see hanging above our door, there is a bicycle that was mashed by a car in another township. And it's not a good story. Who was on it did not survive. So when people say, oh, it's safe enough, no, it must be safe. And so we can teach anybody, but we always double check to make sure that it's safe. And so priority is brakes. Upstairs, if you look up, you'll see there's wheels, there's tires, there's more wheels, and bikes of a higher caliber because we have students come in from Dickinson, Messiah, Hack, and what happens is they can spend a little more time fixing up a better bike. And so the value is higher, but they put in more hours to get it. So it's a fantastic place. It's a training place because I'll take wheels, and I'm going to step away from the mic a minute, and these will be bent, and I'll show people how to reflex them. And then true it, there's a truing stand over there. And so we do things as a real bike shop, and people think, oh, it's just a used bike shop. No. This is professional. It must be safe. So we're proud of the place. And we have volunteers come from everywhere of all ages. And some of them get jobs at real bicycle shops. In other words, we reference them. And the bike shop says, Ross, who do you have that's trained? And we send them there and they get a job. And the bad news is I lose them as a volunteer because then the bike shop works them 6 days a week.
Well, what great training for them. Hey, shall we stop into the ready room and see what's in there?
Ready room? Okay. When somebody comes in and says, I need a bike for my little kid, and it's a mom with a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old, she can't fix the bike because she's got a 3-year-old with her. And so we say, pick one up and just go. And then this room will pile up, and in places like the neighborhood center a couple blocks down, the BIC church out on Dairy Street will get bikes from us at times. The list goes on. Different organizations will call, and we'll then take the bikes down to them, or they'll come get them. So these are the bikes that are already ready. I sometimes have to look them over to make sure, but are ready room in a sense.
That's great. There's so many bikes here. So have you noticed an increase in demand for bicycles?
Yes. America is changing. They're realizing that the easiest way to get around the city is to ride a bike. Less parking fees, no gas, no insurance, no hassle of switching from side to side whenever the street cleaner is coming by. You ride your bike. And then they feel better about themselves because the endorphins are pumping in their body, they're exercising, and this is a great biking city. You can live uptown, play midtown, and work downtown. The center part of the city here is really bike friendly, and now that we have a bike lane on Front Street, it's getting better, and I hear that there's more bike lanes coming.
Just the start, just the beginning. I'm glad to hear you think Harrisburg is a bikeable city because it's something that we can continue to work on, but it already is such a wonderful city to be able to get around in. You don't actually need a car, do you?
No, and we have a lot of people like that, and Messiah College is one of those enclaves. They have a lot of students that live midtown Harrisburg or downtown, and they're living on bikes. They're trying to go car free. And when they need a car, they use Uber or one of those other things like that.
Yeah. So do you have any idea how many bikes you might fix up and give away on a yearly basis? It must be
about 900, a little under 1,000. It's tough to keep numbers because not everybody does bookkeeping for me. 1/3 of those is at Christmas time, meaning all itty-bitty bikes. Yeah. And we've seeded bikes to other cities. York gets a trailload of bikes from us every year, and different agencies and just individuals. So different Christmas tree projects. But then we also do a drive in the springtime and do the same thing all over again because the itty-bitty bikes keep showing up and showing up.
And you still want donations. You still need bikes, right?
I'm greedy. I don't want any bikes to go into the landfill. So I take everything. And in doing so, we'll have volunteers coming in here in about an hour. And what will happen is they'll take bikes that are completely crunched. The frame's been bumped by the car in the garage. And so what they'll do is take all the parts off. We'll recycle the steel frame. But those parts now are what we can use to freely fix the other bikes.
is fabulous.
It recycles.
Thank you so much for all that you do, and we really appreciate the tour. It's transformative, and everything you're doing in the community means so much.
Why, thank you. You're a wonderful mayor, and we're happy to have a biking city.
Yes, we are.
It's great to see somebody focused on bike safety, bike education. He does bike advocacy. He was an integral part of us getting our bicycle-friendly community honorable mention status. Without him and Dick Norford and Marilyn Chastik and some of the other bike advocates in the community, we wouldn't have that. So, the work that he does extends beyond these four walls into really the rest of the community.